This is the Commonwealth's Best Talk Show. It's In the Know for Friday, October 4, the 278th day of 2024. There are 88 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Fields Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone apps using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll set you up for a big weekend, and we will just get caught up on all the latest things. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's B. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I read about this morning a painting that was bought in a barn in New England for $50, and it is expected to sell at auction in the coming week for $200,000.
Wow.
Has Vandelay Industries ever stumbled across a find such as this?
Not yet.
Is that the reason, though, that you do the thrifting, is you might make a find like that?
Yes, I do have some things that I think are worth more than what I gave for them.
Yeah,
But
well, that's the whole idea, right?
yes.
So buy low, sell high. That's the name of the game at Vandelay Industries, but you'll always get a good bargain. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want you to I'm giving you this as a head start. I want you to set your calendar for a week from yesterday. For the first time in history, you're going to be able to get a chicken Big Mac at McDonald's.
Can I be honest?
Well, I typically encourage it.
I don't like Big Macs.
Okay. Well, the rest of the world does. So can I have yours? Can I have your chicken Big Mac?
Yeah, you can. It's the sauce. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
you don't like a Thousand Island. You're not
I
a
don't.
Thousand Island guy.
I don't. I even, a couple of weeks ago, I went to McDonald's and I said, you know what, because it had been a couple of years, I said, you know what, let's just try it again. No.
Okay.
No, it's it's not for me.
How do you feel about 500 islands? If it were just 500 islands,
It needs,
could you maybe
it needs to be like 2,000.
Oh, so not enough islands, more than being too many islands. Okay, now I'm on to you now. I hear. I'm excited because it's exactly what you would think. Instead of 2 all beef patties, it's 2 breaded chicken patties, and everything else is the same. So, as a connoisseur of Big Macs, Miss Buckles, this
I do love them.
going to be something that you're going to try, though, or you like the traditional version better?
Always traditional when it comes to a Big Mac.
Okay, all right. It's hard to go wrong with a good Big Mac, but
And hey, Sam,
Yes.
I'm having trouble with my camera, so
yeah, we'll get it worked out.
We'll just do this
you
then.
have to
How's this look?
Refresh in that browser and then start that process again. Can you do that? While I do the weather, summer, like warmth, returns for the weekend. We're going to see sunny and warmer, highs in the low 80s for the next 12 hours or so. Sunday's highs are going to soar into the mid-80s as skies remain sunny. Cooler temperatures returning to the forecast for the next work week behind Sunday night's cold front. So for today, mostly sunny, a high of 84. Tonight, clear and 59, and tomorrow, a high of 84. So it is ideal if you're headed out to the Caneyville Fair and Homecoming, the parade. If you're with us live, the parade starts in about 50 minutes. That's at 10 o'clock and marches down 62 and through downtown Caneyville and then hangs a right. And that will kind of be the unofficial kickoff to the festivities today at the Caneyville Fair and Homecoming, which is back after missing a couple of years and then moving on the calendar and now back to its traditional October weekend. But sunny and 66 as you're headed out to the Caneyville Fair Parade this morning. And as we learned yesterday from Aaron and Ashley Bell, you, of course, will see the Cougar Marching Band at the parade today, as well as lots of other sights and sounds. So should be a nice weekend, a nice night for Cougar football. We'll talk about that in our Cougar Sports Report coming up in our next segment. As far as the weather goes, I did mow a little grass yesterday and noticed the soil still pretty wet. You know, it's held some of the moisture that we got over the last weekend's significant rains. And state officials now have announced that the level 1 drought declaration that was issued last month for all 120 Kentucky counties has been removed. So all 120 now are no longer in the level 1 drought condition. So that's the good news to report. Now, if we can just hang on to some of the moisture, that'll be great. Also, perhaps seemingly for now, crisis averted. The dock workers went back to work on a Friday today. They have suspended their strike until January 15th while they attempt to finalize a deal. The union, the Longshoremen's Association, and the industry, a person who kind of knows a little bit about the inner workings of the agreement, say that the port sweetened their wage offer from about 50% over 6 years to 62%. Think they had been asking for like a 77% increase or something. So that's not official, but some people who kind of know what's going on say that that's that. So they're basically going to work because a deal looks promising. So they're going to give until January the 15th. So those of you who bought low and sell low on all your staples that you try to stock up on the last few days, well, you'll just be sitting on those for a while, I would imagine. Some good news for Kentucky students. Some good news, some mediocre news across the board in Kentucky. Test scores here in the Commonwealth showed mixed results, including low performance in science. Students in Kentucky achieved mixed results in statewide testing, with math scores improving among older students, but across the board struggles in science are raising concerns. The percentage of middle and high school students considered proficient or distinguished in math rose but did not change in elementary schools, according to the report card for the 23-24 year. Now, better news to report, because if we look closer to home, if we look at Grayson County schools outpacing the state in most of the educational categories. There has been a formula change between how they compare these numbers year over year, so allowing for an adjustment there. The district, most elementary schools, and the high school were just within a few points of a green, which would be a high ranking, averaging yellow, but on the high end of the yellow category. Grayson County Middle and Lawler Elementary maintained from the previous year at green. They were already at the green level. As a group, elementary schools bested state averages in all subjects and were even in social studies. Lawler and Wilkie saw significant increases in reading and math. The middle school rose in reading and math to top state averages across the board, and by 22 points in combined writing. As it pertains to Grayson County High School, made gains in reading and math, a 15-point gain in combined writing and besting state averages by 6 points in social studies. The 2024 graduation rate was up by a full point to nearly 94%. So I know I threw a lot of numbers at you there all of a sudden, but all in all, good news and improvements being made. I would direct your attention to K105.com if you really want to take your time with those numbers and study the report card. Our students get report cards. Well, now our school system getting a report card as well. Speaking of higher education, ECTC will host express enrollment later this month. It'll be held from 9 to 5, October 16 and 17 for classes that begin on October 21. Now, that's online and in person for main campus in E-Town. But as you know, if you stay with us most of the time, because of our close working relationship with ECTC's Litchfield, we know that they offer some additional opportunities and some more convenient ways. So for help enrolling at ECTC Litchfield on when maybe express enrollment might be open, or when an opportunity to gain an appointment, call 259-1540. That's 259-1540. And our great friends at ECTC Litchfield will give you the information that you so need. The Edmonson County Sheriff's Office received a grant to hire a new deputy. The COPS Department of Justice Community-Oriented Policing Services hiring program. Grant supports the addition of a full-time deputy, resulting in Edmonson County saving $125,000. It sounds like it's $125,000. That's salary and benefits, et cetera, that go into putting an additional deputy on the street for that department. In a new agreement, I know we got some fans of the library around the show. The state's public K-12 school districts are going to receive now free Kentucky virtual library memberships for the 24-25 school year, thanks to a partnership between the Kentucky Department of Education and the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education. The membership provides schools with unlimited access to over 60 high-quality research and educational databases, shared digital archive collections, a courier service to facilitate interlibrary loans, and subscriber discounts to additional databases. Over 300 Kentucky institutions belong to the KYVL, including colleges and universities, public libraries, K through 12 schools, hospitals, the Department of Libraries and Archives, and more. Annual membership dues enable the library to purchase statewide licenses for shared resources and services, resulting in considerable cost savings for the state. Are you aware of this virtual library?
I wasn't.
I was. Oh yeah, I did. This
well,
was something in
I
high school for me.
So, not at this level.
Got you. So it's connecting the libraries digitally in a virtual space.
Yes.
And giving
It's
new
like an
opportunities.
encyclopedia on steroids, an online encyclopedia.
Right.
That's a really good way to, yeah.
So it was like in high school when we had to do research papers and so on, we had to use that as a resource because, as they said, that was Google for actual information, I guess was kind of the way that they described it. As like you knew you were going to get good information on there, whereas in Google you kind of had to fact check.
For verified information.
Exactly.
And that way your citations pass muster too, because
Correct.
you know, well, if this is the source, then I really, as an educator, maybe don't have to go fact check this. Governor Beshear, along with some other dignitaries, I think maybe Senator Paul was down there, but just yesterday, they broke ground in Mayfield on a brand new city hall and police station. We are approaching the 3-year anniversary. Will come in December, will be the 3-year anniversary of the devastation in Mayfield. And they have spent a lot of time and a lot of effort rebuilding portions of their downtown. And now they are getting to the City Hall Police Station portion, and shows it's a significant milestone in their recovery. The General Assembly appropriated $48.2 million in West Kentucky state aid funding emergencies funds to build a new city hall and police station. They're also renovating Mayfield electric and water system buildings and building a new fire station. So that, helping them get along in their recovery. The University of Kentucky Wildcats are off this week. They have a bye before hosting Vandy next Saturday at Kroger Field. The number 22 Louisville Cardinals are playing ACC newcomer SMU. The Cards are favored by about 6.5. SMU leads the all-time meeting, though, between them at 2-0. And I didn't know, Alex Traynor is a great kicker for UK and had gotten some accolades this year. Apparently Louisville has a great kicker, too. Brock Travelstead had a 56-yarder at Notre Dame last week and was in the loss for the Cards. And then Mark Pope is in the news today. He sat down with, I think, Keith Farmer, or maybe Keith Taylor, earlier this week, and he discussed what he called Banner Camp. So, Sam, you missed it Sunday night, but in the panel of the former UK champions, there were 3 of them who were former teammates of Mark Pope, and they were talking about how when you go into the practice facility or you go into the locker room, all the individual posters have been taken down from the last 15 years, even going back longer than 15 years, even the Mashburn posters down, etc. It's only banners. And that was Pope's way of saying we're focused on banners and championships and the heritage of the program and not on individual accomplishments. Do you like the sound of that?
I don't know yet.
He has not yet, and perhaps will not, put individuals in the NBA. I think it will not happen, certainly at the frequency with which it was happening before. But what else? To me, he doesn't have any other choice. He can't say, look what I did for John Wall. He can't say, look what I did for Anthony Davis. He can just say, look at what the program has done for the Commonwealth by hanging banners. But now you got to go get one.
What I'm interested in, though, is when you get, and I know, recruiting is different, especially now in the portal and NIL and everything is, Cal, say what you want about him, but one of the main things that he had is he walked in and he pointed to that wall and said, look at how much money these guys are making.
Sure.
And does money like that have more of an impact on a recruit, or does a banner have more impact on a recruit? And I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that.
I think the one thing we're not allowing for is that the majority of people that were on that wall amassing that wealth was pre-NIL. And so now, if you're performing at a high level in college, you're at least able to make a pretty substantial amount of money while you work toward the NBA. So it's not necessarily the promise of a future. It can kind of be also the assurance of some type of earnings now. So I'm with you. I'll be anxious to see how it all shakes out. We'll find out over the next 6-8 months or so. Got to get to a break. We're going to talk Cougar sports. It's been a big week in postseason play. And then Cougar football continues in district play tonight. Very important game on the line. We'll talk about that and more coming up here on In the Know.
Owensboro Health offers compassionate care for addiction recovery. Nurse practitioner Kristen Buck provides a foundation of recovery from alcohol, opioids, and other addictive substances. With inpatient detox and outpatient medical assisted treatment, you don't have to walk alone on the road to recovery. To learn more about Owensboro Health Addiction Services in Litchfield, Kentucky, call 270-230-0212 or visit owensborohealth.org/addictionhelp.
Yellowwood knows that a five-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For five-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
When buying or selling a home, you want experience, trust, and personal touch. But they say you can only pick two. Well, with Gina Lastly at Tom Baxter Real Estate, you get all three. With a decade of expertise as a broker, Gina's attention to detail and passion for real estate make her a trusted friend and professional. She goes above and beyond to ensure your real estate journey is smooth and successful.
I'm Gina Leslie. Put my passion for real estate to work for you. Call me now at 217-721-0034.
Discover the difference at TomBaxterRealEstate.com.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis & Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GreasonCPAs.com.
The Caneyville Fair and Homecoming isn't just another event, it's a celebration of community and tradition. Starting October 4th with a parade forming at 8 and kicking off at 10, it's 2 days of nonstop fun. Enjoy the Golden Reflections Variety Show on Friday at 6 p.m. and don't miss the Fire Department Pancake Breakfast Saturday from 6 to 10. Here's a personal invitation for you to join and enjoy rides, games, and delicious food. Experience the heart of Caneyville at the Caneyville Fair and Homecoming, where memories are made. Call 307-9934 for more info.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 21st. Call 270-259-1540. ECTC, college for the real world.
Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk has agreed to send dozens of Starlink receivers and terminals to western North Carolina. Tammy Trujillo fills us in.
The equipment will help residents regain access to the internet. The portable devices can be used in a variety of settings, including homes and on boats. The effort to contact Musk was spearheaded by North Carolina State Senator Danny Britt. Musk responded Tuesday by saying SpaceX will send as many terminals as possible to help areas in need.
Regulators with the European Union Commission want to know more about YouTube's content algorithms. The request under the Digital Services Act comes after growing concern that certain content is being amplified that could impact or disrupt an election process. Requests were also sent to TikTok and Snapchat. And for the first time since 2022, Apple plans to release a new iPhone SE. The lower-priced entry-level smartphone is expected to be available early next year. At about the same time, the company is also expected to unveil a new iPad Air. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Hi, this is Gina Lasley with Tom Baxter Real Estate, and I'm in the know. Call me after the show at 217-721-0034 and let me sell the home you've outgrown or find the home of your dreams. Now back to In the Know on K105.
Today is International Toot Your Flute Day. It's also what we might call Toot Your Own Horn. Like self-promotion, bragging, etc. So apparently bragging's allowed today. What's the old saying? It's not bragging if you can back it up. It's Taco Day.
Ooh,
today.
I do like that.
Yeah, you want beef, chicken, or fish?
Yes.
Tacos, Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, you want all the above?
Yep.
You like fish tacos best?
I do, but the way it's wrapped in makes a big difference for me.
Like on Monday when we had the taco bar at our conference, I noticed that one side was Italian bar, and I just walked to the other side because that's where my table was, and when I saw that side had a taco bar, I was very happy.
It paid off by exploring a little bit.
Yes, and it wasn't really me exploring. It was more that was just the side my seat was on. I was thinking it was on the same thing on both sides, but it paid off.
For whatever it's worth, I sat on the Italian bar side but had no idea. I went to the line that was shorter, and then I saw you over there getting your taco. So I had taco bar too, even though I was on Italian side of the room.
Yes, I was very happy.
James Bond Day is tomorrow. Frugal Fun Day is tomorrow. World Teachers Day is tomorrow. Do something nice tomorrow. Sunday, Plus Size Appreciation Day. Sunday, Garlic Lovers Day. So knock yourself out if you're a garlic lover. I do love garlic, but there is a tipping point where you go, too much. Not too much winning, though, for a Cougar football team coming up tonight. The Cougars will be traveling up the road to I-65 for an important game. Kickoff is a little bit different. Showtime, locker room show at 6 o'clock tonight, Sam?
Yeah, so remember, if you're going to the game tonight, it's 7:30 Eastern time. So it's 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. So just if you're making the trip there, just make sure you keep that in mind as you're heading up 65. But if you're in between the lakes watching here in slow time, it'll be 6:30 kickoff. You'll have our call beginning at 6.
14th all-time matchup between these two teams, but it's been very even in the history in the 13 prior meetings.
Yeah, Cougs lead 7-6. They won last year 42-6. That was kind of a weird game. North Bullitt had an injured quarterback that game, and it was just one of those that it steamrolled from early on, and Grayson kind of just was able to coast into a big win to open up 3-0 in district play. Because, I mean, the wildest part is that, and I think Coach Jones mentioned this on the show last week, is it deja vu maybe? I mean, it's literally Grayson County has had pretty much the same exact season as they did last year. I mean, some scoring margins are a little bit different, but as far as they beat the same teams that they beat last year, and they've lost to the same team that they lost to last year. They were 5-1 last year. They're 5-1 this year.
So 28-16 over Bullitt Central. The Cougars moved to 5-1 on the season. And North Bullitt beat Seneca last week, 32-13.
Yeah, they're now 4-2. So the most important aspect of this is both of these teams are 2-0 in district play. So these are the two front runners in the district, and about halfway through district play right now. So this is a big game for Grayson County today.
I know you don't want to hang too much weight on it because if you were to come up on the short end of the stick, then it can be, I guess, demoralizing or demotivating. But I think we'll look back at the end of the season on this game tonight and probably say this was the district championship game.
I agree. Yeah, no, I think that the way that this is happening, because, Grayson County wins today, and they pretty much are guaranteed at least a share of the district. In fact, I can guarantee that they're guaranteed at least a share. Now, theoretically, there's some weird that can happen in there, and you could get a share of the district title but still be the 3 seed. So that's where it's just so important to win today, win next week, and as Brian Jones said, gosh, I don't remember if it was last year, this year, or whatever. They all kind of run together. It's hard to not win the district if you go 4-0. So it's like you get to control your own destiny. You go 4-0, you're the 1 seed, you're hosting home playoff games for multiple weeks, and that's always the goal of this Grayson County team.
Caden Hanshaw got some accolades last week, and he's 208 yards away from reaching 1,000 yards. But if he were to hit that milestone, he would join some pretty nice company.
Yeah, Doug Thompson and Jason Hall are the only other players in program history to rush for 1,000 yards twice. I think Jason Hall was late 90s? And
that's right.
Doug Thompson, obviously early 80s. And I mean, listen, if you can be mentioned in the same sentence as Doug Thompson, I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment right there. Absolutely.
Grayson Chafin's continuing a strong season. He's got, I think he by himself, is he packing about 50% of the receiving yards?
Yeah, and I know he's been on some college visits as well. He went to Murray State a couple of weeks ago. Which is it's always really cool, and I know that Brian Jones talks about it a lot. Is as much as 5-1 and district championships are awesome and home playoff games are fun, what means more to him is seeing his young players, whether it's going to college or going to trade school or whatever they decide to do. It's seeing them grow into young men, and that is the epitome of what he wants to see. And to me, and I think you'd probably agree with this, is if you focus your program on that, the wins will come.
Focus on the right things, and will fall in line and turn out. You mentioned in the setup that North last year had a significant injury. Are they healthy coming into tonight?
They
as
are.
Far as you know?
They, as far as I know, they are healthy. Their quarterback missed a game earlier this year against East Jessamine, but he's been back the past couple of weeks, so they are they're rolling. But they do have some interesting things about them.
Did I read that they have an interim coach? Did they lose a head coach? What's going on with that?
Yeah, their head coach resigned on September the 12th, one day before their loss that we just mentioned to East Jessamine. So they had to hire an interim coach who had to go on the road against a solid football team with a backup quarterback. So I mean, I don't know how much you read into 4-2. They very well could be 5-1 if they had their coach and had their quarterback that day. I don't know. I didn't get to watch that game. But still, so they have an interim head coach who is 2-1 now at the helm of the program, Jason Schum, who was the head coach or was an assistant coach at Bullitt Central as well for a long time, and also Holy Cross.
Well, but he was not with the program. They hired outside the
program. He was the defensive coordinator, and he got promoted from within.
That helps a lot. He's not a stranger rolling into town one day and then going, "Hey, I think I'll be your football coach." His approach, I guess he's using the strengths of their team. They have a pretty good rushing attack.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball. And after they get done running the ball, they'll run it a little more after that. Evan Ernspiker is their leading rusher, 69 carries for 456 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's the style of running back that he is just going to, in fact, I was talking to Kaylor Decker, my former partner, earlier this week, and I'm an assistant coach now, and I said, he's just the guy that he's just going to run you over and not really care what he does to you. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly right. And then he says the part that you got to worry about, though, is that they got some wide receivers and some kind of wing backs on the side. They got a guy named Jaden Kelly as well, number 2. You're going to see him today, that they'll run him on jet sweeps, and he is fast as lightning. So you just got all of these different aspects that you have to really play extremely disciplined football. I don't want to say they're like McLean County, where they run kind of the wing tee. They're not really like that, but it is, I guess, in a similar realm as you've got to be able to focus on who is going to have the football, because they are going to try to trick you, and it's going to bring some challenges.
You are going to call Ernspiker's name a lot as far as taking a handoff, but that handoff is coming from Dorsey?
Dorsey, yes. Caden Dorsey is the quarterback. He'll run, he'll throw a little bit, but he's really good at facilitating that offense. And I mean, this team is, we mentioned as, at the start of the segment that Grayson won 42-6 last year. I don't expect that tonight. Like, this is I know the Massey ratings, which is a computer rating system, and as the season goes along, it becomes more and more accurate. Gives Grayson County about a 59% chance of winning, which, just says, and that does not factor in home. So you could say that if you factor in home game, This is 50-50 game, so this could be one of those that you play 10 times, each team wins 5, and the hope is that the Orange Cougars will be on their side of the 50% here tonight.
Let's talk about volleyball. It's been kind of a busy week for volleyball and been scrambling just a little bit. Lost to Whitesville Trinity 3-1 on Tuesday, but you were in the friendly confines of Cougar Gym last night.
Yeah, they beat Edmonson County 3-1 yesterday. Had the first 2 won pretty handily. Third set was a very, very entertaining set. It was one of those that was just back and forth. It ended up going into kind of the overtime of a set, like 28-26 was the final of the set, and back and forth it went. Edmonson won that, and then Grayson County took control in the fourth set and picked it up. It was a really cool moment. We talked with Coach Decker last night because it was senior night, and he obviously has a extra connection to one of the seniors. His daughter is a senior. And he got a little emotional talking about that yesterday, and so make sure you go back and listen to our post-game interview. As he told me when he started, he says, listen, he's got to show Coach Jones how it's done, how to do a post-match interview. And I said, hey, you're always welcome.
They're off until the 14th. I guess that's Columbus Day, so and they don't play again until a week from Monday?
Correct, and they'll travel to McLean County that day. So they're going to take fall break off, kind of recollect, rest up a little bit, and probably practice a couple of times before rolling into district tournament begins in, about 2.5 weeks.
So the volleyball team obviously was in action yesterday, but so was the Lady Cougar soccer team after a loss to John Hardin Monday. They were at Ohio County or hosted Ohio County?
They were at Ohio County. They dropped the match 3-0 was their final, but they're now, both soccer teams are turning their attention towards the district tournament. So both teams are doing this a little different. They're playing the entire district tournament in one day. I think they're trying,
tomorrow?
Correct. They're trying to avoid, I think, the fall break issues because it's a lot of Grayson, Edmonson, Butler, and so on. So I'm assuming that all of these teams are having the same fall break next week. So Grayson County girls soccer will play at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Butler County against Edmonson. If they win, they'll be back there at 5 p.m. Now, the wildest part is that Breck and Butler are playing in the 4-5 game at, I think, 9 a.m. that morning. If they win, the winner of that game will then play at 1 p.m. Theoretically, if they would upset Meade County, which would be a massive upset, they would have to play then again at 5 p.m. So they would have the potential of having to play 3 matches in one day. Now, that would be a huge upset, but
these are like those old school co-ed softball games, tournaments we used to have. You like down in Caneyville, you just wait around all day and see who you're going to play, and you play the championship that night. It was kind of neat how that works. On the Cougar golf side, it's been a banner week. Got multiple people advancing.
Correct. Yeah, Jackson Mays advances to the final round of state. He did that earlier on this week. I think we mentioned that on the show. And Ellie Cox and Amelia Newton both played really, really well. They didn't end up making it to the next round of state, but, gosh, they're both young players. And, I still can't get over Ellie being a seventh grader, I think, and region runner-up. That's just incredibly, incredibly impressive. And good luck to Jackson next week. I know he has had such a good career as a Cougar golfer, and I hope he ends on a really, really strong note, and maybe we can hang a banner. How's that sound to you?
That sounds great. The cross-country team, did they have a sudden schedule change over the weekend? Did I see a tweet or something about that?
They were canceled last weekend because, in fact, I was talking with Houston Brooks yesterday, and I said, what, you guys can't run in that rain? And he kind of chuckled and said, yeah, that probably wouldn't have necessarily been the best way to run. The elementary and middle school teams, they were still in action. They raced up in Hardin County. Give a shout out to Bentley Gary, a fourth grader. Came in 5th in his race in the elementary. So good job.
They'll be south of E-Town tomorrow at the fairgrounds for
Correct.
Central Hardin hosting that.
Yeah, the Bruin Rumble. I know you like cross country names. I don't know how you rate that one.
It's all right. I have a bad taste in my mouth about Bruins. I just don't like UCLA so much that like anybody who's a Bruin. Plus the Boston Bruins, it's no good.
Well, you didn't even mention the big Boston Reds news earlier today. It became official.
I actually thought of it. I was going to mention to you. I kind of have mixed feelings. I like the Reds, but hate the Red Sox. So maybe I like Terry Francona better now.
You like Tito. Gotta like Tito.
Cougar Conversations tonight. I am sitting in with George Lindsay. we have a nice conversation, talks about consolidation. He was a student the day that Grayson County High School opened in September of 1974, which kind of coincided with the launch of his radio career, which also was in September of 1974. He talks about some important educators, makes reference to some, I'll tell you this, he makes reference to a sage piece of advice that he got from one E.E. McGee that still impacts him to this day. And if for no other reason than that, you will want to listen to George and I's conversation tonight at halftime. And then the full extended cut will be available on YouTube tomorrow. It's about 20 minutes long or something like that.
Yeah, I got to listen to it yesterday. I obviously got the inside cut to it, and I enjoyed it because like I've told you before, I've never met George. And I don't know that I've ever been on air with George, because usually when he came on a couple of times when we had him on the morning show, that was Whitney on with you. So I've never really had any interaction with him at all. So most of what I know of him is what you've told me. And it was very interesting hearing some of his Grayson County stories. And that's one of those interviews that you all probably could have gone for 3 or 4 hours and just kept telling stories and so on. And it was really entertaining.
So George and I are both good at Q and not very good at A. And so when you put two people together who are strong at Q, we had to sort out. We kind of had to say, all right, I'll be Thelma and you be Louise because I'm interviewing you. And so you just have to sit back and answer my questions as well. But the one thing that you probably caught, Sam, is he told me what a great job I did interviewing L.V. Shane. And I thought, yeah, that was Samuel. So
I noticed that. Clearly, George didn't watch the interview.
He liked your L.V. Shane interview. That's good. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Today's Did You Know is straight ahead here on In the Know.
When buying or selling a home, you want experience, trust, and personal touch. But they say you can only pick two. Well, with Gina Lastly at Tom Baxter Real Estate, you get all three. With a decade of expertise as a broker, Gina's attention to detail and passion for real estate make her a trusted friend and professional. She goes above and beyond to ensure your real estate journey is smooth and successful.
I'm Gina Leslie. Put my passion for real estate to work for you. Call me now at 217-721-0034.
Discover the difference at TomBaxterRealEstate.com.
The final Gospel on East Main date for 2024 comes your way on Friday, October 11th at 6 p.m. Enjoy the music of the inspirational country music vocal group of the year, Chapel Valley artists Eternal Vision. There will be food trucks beginning at 5. Then at 6, enjoy the Edwards family and the Isbells. Then stay for Eternal Vision.
Everybody will be happy. We'll be happy over there.
Friday, October 11th, beginning at 6 p.m. It's Gospel on East Main in Litchfield.
Ready to transform your home with unique finds? Thrift Therapy has just opened a brand new room filled with incredible furniture and home decor. Whether you're looking for vintage charm or modern flair, you'll discover treasures added daily. Explore unique styles and seasonal items that will make your space truly special. Located behind the car wash in Litchfield, Thrift Therapy, where every visit is a new adventure. Visit us at Facebook, Thrift Therapy, for more details.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money.
Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Has your business grown recently? You may be eligible for a Kentucky Small Business Tax Credit of up to $25,000. If your for-profit business has 50 or fewer employees, created one new full-time position, and invested at least $5,000 in qualifying equipment or technology in the last 2 years, you may qualify. You work hard to build your business. You've earned a break. Visit kytaxcredit.org. That's kytaxcredit.org for more information and to apply.
Come and see all the good times that await you throughout Kentucky. Hike miles of trails surrounded by striking scenery. Catch fall festivals from lively music fests to local culture and heritage celebrations. Experience all the smells, sounds, and traditions of a bourbon distillery tour. Get nose to nose with some of the most magnificent and friendly horses anywhere, and so much more. Go to KentuckyTourism.com and plan your fantastic getaway. Kentucky. Come see for yourself.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. Some more gorgeous weather for your Friday with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s and plenty of sunshine. For tonight, clear skies as we slide down into the 50s. For your lows, tomorrow sunny with highs back into the low 80s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Hi, this is Gina Leslie with Tom Baxter Real Estate, and I'm in the know. Call me after the show at 217-721-0034 and let me sell the home you've outgrown or find the home of your dreams. Now back to In the Know on K105.
Did you know science tells us that if a man's ring finger is longer than his index finger, he is more likely to have an attractive face?
Well, this is awkward.
Pop quiz. What percentage of men just look down at their hand?
I'm going with anybody, any male listening. Just look down.
That's right. I certainly did when I read it. I was like, oh, good, apparently. I've at least got the good odds of having an attractive face. The weekend movie premieres are today. Joker Folie à Deux is out. That's, of course, got Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix in it. White Bird is out today. That's Helen Mirren. Dame Helen Mirren, to be clear. Monster Summer. Mel Gibson is in that with Lorraine Bracco and Kevin James. It's a PG-13 horror mystery and limited release. Those are odd bedfellows. Mel Gibson, Lorraine Bracco, and Kevin James. So obviously Mel Gibson and Kevin James are household names. Lorraine Bracco played the psychiatrist to Tony Soprano on The Sopranos. So she's Dr. Melfi, so you kind of know what she is. But I'm not. That seemed like an odd trio to me.
Today is one of the first days you've read the movie premieres. And I think I've known every actor you've mentioned in a while.
Yeah, well, I didn't name all of them. I just picked the ones out that you knew. You probably know Gillian Anderson. She's in White Bird, but she's not a household name. So it should be, who knows if any of those will be any good or not. I was seeing where Amanda Seyfried, she says that if they do another Mamma Mia movie, that Sabrina Carpenter should be in the cast. So they make a third Mamma Mia movie, that she would be a great addition. Obviously, she's musical and she's got talent, so if it's okay with them, it's okay with me. You might have heard the news today on the national news that Garth Brooks has apparently gotten wrapped up in some type of sexual assault and battery lawsuit from a Jane Roe, who says she worked as a hairstylist and makeup artist for the award-winning singer. The majority of people that I have heard about this, he says that it's a bunch of made up garbage. But a lot of the people that I'm hearing about this say that this is so completely off-brand for him, like there's never been a hint of this. There's never been. So it seems like, at least for now, it seemed like that the majority of people are saying, I'm pretty skeptical about this claim, but I guess you never know, and the lawsuit, I guess, will bear that out. And then I learned this morning, it caught my attention, that Eminem's daughter, Haley Jade, is expecting her first baby. Papaw Shady? I mean,
What do you do with that?
Paw Marshall Mathers?
There's so many options.
I mean, yeah, what's he going to be? I mean, he's got to be
Papa M?
Papa M? I don't know.
That's
It's like,
too easy.
I don't know. I like, Papaw Shady. That sounds like somebody we would be neighbors with. Like, oh, that's old Papaw Shady over there. Kind of makes sense. It'll be interesting to see what he goes by. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. We've got Point to Ponder. We're going to ask you about overrated foods. Chart Toppers, Pearl of Wisdom, Point to Ponder, and more. Coming up, you're on In the Know.
Today is Bring Your Bible to School Day, and if you're a person of faith, I encourage you to participate or to support it. It's ultimately a celebration of freedom. If you're not familiar with Bring Your Bible to School Day, it's a nationwide student-led movement observed by hundreds of thousands of students from over 50,000 schools across the country. Today's events are designed for two purposes. First, to share the Bible's message of love and grace, and second, to celebrate religious liberty and freedom of speech in the U.S. Those two freedoms are foundational to every liberty you and I enjoy. They allow us all to live, speak, and act according to our deeply held convictions. Without government interference, I support the right of anyone not to believe in God, but without a faith that transcends the state, our highest allegiance becomes to the state. And anytime government sees itself as our ultimate authority, it will seek to control what we believe, what we say, and what we do. Now, I've traveled the world and seen firsthand how unique and priceless religious freedom really is. And although Bring Your Bible to School Day is primarily organized and led by Christians, the freedoms it celebrates are for every American to enjoy. For more information about Bring Your Bible to School Day, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Has your business grown recently? You may be eligible for a Kentucky Small Business Tax Credit of up to $25,000. If your for-profit business has 50 or fewer employees, created one new full-time position, and invested at least $5,000 in qualifying equipment or technology in the last 2 years, you may qualify. You work hard to build your business. You've earned a break. Visit kytaxcredit.org. That's kytaxcredit.org for more information and to apply.
Come and see all the good times that await you throughout Kentucky. Hike miles of trails surrounded by striking scenery. Catch fall festivals from lively music fests to local culture and heritage celebrations. Experience all the smells, sounds, and traditions of a bourbon distillery tour. Get nose to nose with some of the most magnificent and friendly horses anywhere, and so much more. Go to KentuckyTourism.com and plan your fantastic getaway. Kentucky. Come see for yourself.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. Which of the following foods do you find to be the most overrated? I have a short list. Like to know which of these you think are the most overrated. I'll also accept your nominations if you had one to add to the list. First, I present to you kale.
I mean, I think it's properly rated.
I think it's like crunchy sadness. That's what it is. Like,
Yeah, but to me,
I feel like we've already talked
yeah,
about this.
for something to be overrated, though, it needs to be like a lot of people think it's really, really, really good.
I think a lot of people eat it because they think they're supposed to, not because they like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but it's just I think it's properly rated.
I think there are a lot of people that are getting those mixed in their morning drinks or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Overrated.
What about caviar?
I couldn't tell you the last time I actually had it.
Oh, so you have.
I've not had enough of it to know.
Uh-huh. I mean,
if there's good. Most
Me
of
too.
it's on sushi
Agree.
if I have it.
Exactly.
So it's kind of in there. I've never had just like, well, no, I can't say I never have, but I don't recall having just like, well, here's a scoop of caviar.
I don't think I would ever justify spending that much money for a scoop of caviar, though.
You know, at Wonderland, the spoon of the lobster, there's
Yeah.
caviar sprinkled on that.
So good.
Well, speaking of, on the list is lobster. Some people suggest anything that has to be dunked in that much butter to taste good really isn't good.
Then you're doing it wrong.
I kind of would come down in that camp too. I think I like lobster, and really, I don't dip mine in butter.
The one thing I can say with like a crab or a lobster is that you can maybe make the argument for it is it's a lot of work to eat. Especially crab. Like you got to really kind of work at it and you know, use your crackers and all that, and that's where I can almost say that might be a little bit overrated.
Why are you using crackers with crab?
Because they're left over from the oysters.
No, the metal thing that cracks
the
open.
cracker, not
Yeah.
the eating the crackers.
Yeah, the cracker. I don't know what the crab cracker. I don't. There's
I think
probably a
that's
name
right.
for it.
I have always believed that eating crab legs is a net neutral endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
You're put forth the amount of energy that you're taking back into your
Mhm.
body. So if you just constantly ate crab, you're burning off the energy that.
And I like crab, but it's so much work. And that might be the only reason I would almost classify that as being overrated because the amount of work that goes into actually doing it.
Well, and I can tell you, when or if you become a parent, do not let your children order crab legs.
No.
You will never get to eat.
You won't eat-
will starve to death.
And you won't even get to eat the good stuff that you're having to crack. Matcha. What is matcha? MATCHA.
It's like a powder, isn't it? Like a drink powder.
I had a person suggest that it's hot grass clippings. You go out and mow the yard and take a spoonful of that and put it in there. So I saw that avocado was suggested. I don't mind avocado that much, but it does taste like it looks. You kind of go, yeah, that's kind of what an avocado should taste like, looking like that. A person put raw oysters. We like raw oysters. Sea cucumber. Oh, yeah. I had sea cucumber once.
I've never had it.
Ugh, the texture's terrible. And then someone said blue cheese. So
Listen.
I like blue cheese.
For me is always really Sam.
Blue
You
cheese.
do?
Oh, I love it.
I like blue cheese. Do you like blue
Listen.
cheese?
Like blue cheese might be one of my favorite cheeses, without question.
Oh, gross.
So he's out on the 1,000 Island. He would prefer the 2,000 Island,
Mhm.
but he
Like-
likes the blue cheese.
Blue cheese for me is like toe jam.
Oh, like well, how do you eat your chicken wings then? You can't eat chicken
TV
wings
tonight.
without blue cheese dressing.
2020 is on ABC tonight. Castle is on Lifetime. Playoff baseball continues tomorrow. The Yankees will host Kansas City. Detroit is at Cleveland. The Mets at Philadelphia, or
Yes.
yeah, Mets at Philadelphia, and then the Padres at the Dodgers. Saturday Night Live, Nate Bargatze, can't wait. Coldplay is the musical guest. AMA 50th anniversary special Sunday night. Cowboys at Steelers, iconic matchup. Sunday night in Sunday Night Football. And then The Little Mermaid is premiering on ABC, the live-action version of Little Mermaid. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1957, the space age began as the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, into orbit. Tony La Russa is 80 today. Susan Sarandon is 78. Christoph Waltz is 68. Alicia Silverstone is 48. Derek Rose is 36. Dakota Johnson is 35 today. Gone but not forgotten. Rutherford B. Hayes in 1822. Charlton Heston in 1923. Jackie Collins in 1937. Let's go to chart toppers really quick. Paul Anka was number one in 1959. Baby. Let's go to 68. Jeannie C. Riley. And the Harper Valley PTA. You're just all Harper Valley hypocrites. And this is just a Peyton place. If Misty weren't deployed in North Carolina this weekend, she would be singing that song at the Caneyville Fair.
Right.
I promise you she would be. KC and the Sunshine Band was number one in 77 with Keep It Comin' Love.
Is the Terrapin race happening this year?
I didn't see it on the schedule of events.
Because I had to learn what that was. My first experience with the Caneyville Fair.
Did I?
Yeah.
By the way, I did set up a little 1974 era radio studio yesterday for the variety show tonight. So that's kind of cool.
Because I think I had to ask Misty, when that had happened, is what's a Terrapin race? And she looked at me like, how do you not know what that is?
Isn't it self-explanatory?
So was it that you did not know what a terrapin is?
Well, I know what a Terrapin is because of University of Maryland.
Okay, so
I just
terrapin, right.
Yeah.
All right, time out. Mariah Carey, Fantasy, number one in 95. 2004, let's get it started. Black Eyed Peas, Roar, Katy Perry in 13, as it was Harry Styles in 22. All right, got to share something with you this morning. Been a big week for the show. And I have been amazed at the amount of reaching out, the messages, the comments, the congratulations, the shares, I knew the honor that we got on Monday night was a big one, but I guess I didn't realize how big people would consider it. And so I am extremely grateful at the end of the week on how much you all have been supportive about what we were recognized for and being the best talk show in the state of Kentucky, and so I am extremely grateful for that. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, say something positive and you'll see something positive. Say something positive and you'll see something positive. That's MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. I look forward to seeing you back here next time for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for B, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes,